What did I do to help pull myself out of this negative loop when I get in it? I started working on me. And I shared this quote the other day on my Instagram story. If you really want to be wealthy and free, learn to work on yourself before you work on others. Welcome to yet another podcast featuring me and Wes.
Sorry if you were expecting someone else.
I keep wanting to come up with like some big, featuring,
but it's still us.
Oh, it's just us.
Yeah,
it's just us two dipshits still here.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to... Speaking of shit.
Well, man, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Remember that we do these podcasts for free. So if you like what we're doing, share it with a friend. Tag us at Kosmo Unfiltered, because today I think it's going to be a pretty good one.
Pretty good.
This one's going to get pretty deep. And the title of this episode is "Quit Shitting on People to Boost Your Ego."
Dang. First
First of all, I think I've said this before, but I don't think I should like everything I should say should come with this
disclaimer.
Disclaimer at the beginning. Warning. Everything Kosmo's talking about is something he's actually done in life. Messed up, tore up, burned down, or,
Sure.
So I learned from my experiences, and I'm just sharing them with you. And like I said, I know I'm very guilty of this. I can share this story now because he is one of my good friends. He's actually a great human being. And it's Dave Busca from Butcher Barbecue.
Yeah.
And I know back in the day, I can't speak for him, but I wanted to say him and I went back and forth. But I know I did. And it just hit me one day. I was sitting there, I was like, oh my gosh. I had this mental picture. I was driving in my neighborhood, and when me and my brother were kids, we would race. And we would always, like, whoever was in the losing would grab the one in the front and pull them back. And then once that guy got to the back, he would grab and it was just this constant, and I thought, what would happen if I quit grabbing a hold? Huh. If I quit latching on to people that are ahead of me and I just ran my own race. And that was the light that went off in my head. And that's what changed for us. For our business, it changed huge, but that's just me. I can't, like I said, Dave is a great guy. Him and I text and call 4 or 5 times a year. He's a great guy. And I feel horrible for ever doing some of the shit I did, which I didn't do anything like illegal or anything like that.
You didn't hurt him or nothing, yeah.
No. And I would never, like, that's not my intention with anybody. But, you kind of get into some crafty wordisms on social media, and yeah. So
Water under the bridge.
Water under the bridge. Like I said, he's a fantastic human. Him and his entire family. I had the pleasure of meeting his dad before he passed away, and the guy was just like, I was sitting there talking to him, and I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is so freaking wise. It was shocking and just gentle, like unbelievable soul. But hey, listen, man, there is no better place to see this on display than on any news channel nowadays.
Yeah.
Pick a news channel.
And then switch.
And then switch to another news channel.
And then switch back.
And then switch back. And it's just like, they run this game.
Yeah.
Sadly, all of our politicians do too, because when they get up there, it's like, okay, now I get it. You made it to the party, but now you got to understand it's us versus them.
Yeah.
And the only way we get ahead is by absolutely trashing the other side.
Sure.
And I'm like, I just always think back to, I love when these politicians they show them at church and I'm a Christian and I'm this and I'm that. And I'm like, Okay, well, I was late to that party too, but I do recall when Jesus kneeled down and drew a line in the sand and said, "Those of you that haven't sinned,
The
cast
first rock,
stone."
yeah.
He didn't draw a line in the sand. He wrote something in the sand.
Yeah, we don't know what he wrote, which is interesting.
We don't know what he wrote, but he wrote something in the sand. And I think in my head, he probably started writing down the sins that they should die for.
Yeah.
Keep
it interesting.
Yeah, just to keep it interesting.
Just the plot
But
thickens.
yet, there's no better place for this to be on display. I know this world is getting more divided as we speak.
But why do people do it?
But why do people do it? And it's so funny. Like I have some facts.
Well,
I have some actual data.
wow.
And this isn't just my opinion. And what does this data say? It's an article posted by Mary Elizabeth Dean, and they says these are some of the reasons why people attack others to get ahead. Listen to these. And at any given time, I want you to pick yours out. What is yours? You can you do that for me?
Oh yeah, I will.
And then I'll tell you what mine is. The need to feel superior to others, childhood trauma, low self-esteem, a poor home life, they've been bullied themselves. That goes back to hurt people, insecurity, poor education, lack of empathy. That's a big one in the news. And underlying mental health issues. What's yours? The last one?
How many are we allowed to have?
Yeah. Well, that's it. I'm sitting there going, well, that one's mine. That one's mine.
I was like, oh, I got 6. How many's on the list?
Yeah. And just so you know, this isn't all of them.
No,
these are just the
ones
top
that stuck
ones. Out. Yeah, the ones that stuck out.
So I think it changes for me when I'm really stressed or I'm in an unhealthy pattern, and however long that's gone on, I get really competitive. Like I'm an asshole to myself and to other people. So I just get competitive in some dumb ways. So I think the need to feel superior to others would probably be the one there.
Yeah.
And I'd be pretty frequently, I'd be talking crap on somebody, and whether it's true or not, it's just, but that comes from me just not being real grounded.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it ain't true. It is. I'm not trying to defend myself, but I think when I'm more healthy, it would probably be insecurity or, probably insecurity. That'd be the one.
I would have to agree with you on the first one. I would take childhood trauma and insecurity for 1,000, Alex.
And buy a vowel.
And I know I'd nail these, man.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I think you're absolutely right. I think that there's probably different layers to it. At the core, it's probably childhood trauma. And then the next one up would be insecurity. And then the first one is I just want to feel like I know more than you. So I'll, use all my big words and, which I don't know if you've ever seen me try to use big words. It starts, hey, I get into a high-speed wobble real quick.
High-speed wobble. Have you ever been in a real high-speed wobble before?
Yes, I have, man. Funny story.
That sucks.
Have you ever seen the pocket rockets?
You talking about the little skateboards?
No, it's a miniature. Like it'll literally.
Oh, the bike.
The bike.
Yeah,
it's a little crotch rocket.
Yeah.
That it's only.
They're tiny.
Yeah, 28 inches longest at best. Well, my brother has a couple of them, and they're so small you can put them on a shelf.
It's awesome.
But they'll do like 60.
Jeez.
So he's like, man, go ride it up the street real quick. So I was at the cycle shop and I took it down Shepherd. Then I turned around at the car wash and I was coming back and I was single. So just disclaimer for my wife.
She's like, you what?
This whole, I say whole carload. There's, I don't know. There's 3 or 4 girls pulled up next to me and they just thought that was the cutest thing they ever seen and waved to me. When they did, the handlebars are literally like this. I took one hand off and I waved at them. And I was doing about 45, and it just started. I scared to death.
I bet.
I have been in a high-speed wobble.
Woo! Yeah. I've done it on a skateboard a few times, and that sucks. Like those little, like the old longboards from back in the day.
Yeah.
Those will kill you, man.
Yeah, okay. You see them dudes going down hills and stuff, and I'm like, You like whatever's going to happen, you deserve it.
Yeah, at that point.
Bail.
Even then.
I love the guys that are going down with no knee pads, shorts, and I'm like, what was that in Hot Rod? And he smoked the side of that van.
He runs into the RV.
Yeah.
My trailer, what the hell?
That's the greatest, one of the greatest movies.
I remember introducing you to that movie.
Yeah, that's right.
And you quoted it for the better part of a year after that.
I've watched it probably 10 times.
It's so funny.
You shitheads.
Yeah.
Who wants to pop firecrackers?
You shitheads. Oh, man.
Oh, man. So, what did I do to help pull myself out of this negative loop when I get in it? I started working on me. And I shared this quote the other day on my Instagram story. If you really want to be wealthy and free, learn to work on yourself before you work on others.
Yeah.
And that's like I was telling you in the previous podcast. When I decided to work on myself and fix myself, because I can't change everybody else. I can want you to change. I can beg you to change. I can, physically assault you to try to make you change, but people don't change. And this is common in the media, but this is common in most people's households. And I say everybody argues from a place of selfishness. Everyone. Every single one. And if you don't believe me, listen to an argument inside your own household and stop and be honest. Be 100% honest. I guarantee you it's, I need you to change so I can fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
I need you to do the dishes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it happens all the time. So once I understood that about me and I started leaning in, and you know this real well, I'm one of the first guys to say I'm sorry, but I'm also one of the first guys to drive my point home like hardcore. And then when lack of empathy is me, just because I never had that experience for me in life. But now that I understand, like empathy and sympathy are two different things.
Yeah.
And so that's what I've been doing on me is like, okay, what do I own in this? And that's the one question I ask. What do I own in this? And that kind of, at least opens the door to let me understand, am I, shitting on somebody else just to boost, my ego? So with that being said, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Stop it.
Stop it.
Quit doing that.
Quit doing it, man. Quit doing it. It only hurts you. So pick one. I would love for you to leave us a comment down below. Like, what do you think yours is? Is it, let me recite them again. The need to feel superior, childhood trauma, low self-esteem, poor home life, you've been bullied yourself, insecure, poor education, lack of empathy, or just underlying mental health issues, which is a real thing. So leave us a comment down below. If you love this episode, please share it with a friend. Tag us on social media at Kosmo Unfiltered. And we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.